Yeah, I think he named it. I mean, all the above. He did a nice job with it and ran hard and aggressive. Had some yards after contact there, which is a big thing. So he was one of the positives coming out of this. I thought he did a nice job.
Andy, just two other things. One, just with Emmett, do you see, does his vision stand out to you, at least early on?
Yeah, he's got a good feel. He sees, yes, I would tell you that. He's patient, and then when he hits it hard. He's got a toughness to him there. So I know the offensive linemen appreciate that.
And the other thing was just Nussmeier. It seemed like he looked in command and pretty smooth there. How did you feel about him?
Yeah, again, another one of the young guys. I thought did some nice things. There are a couple things he's got to work on, but I would have expected that coming out. But I thought for his first time out there rolling, thought he handled it well, made some nice throws, had some long yardage situations that he had to get himself out of, and did a good job there.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
What do you make of it, and what, how do you get out of that?
We're always constantly working to get better here. That's always been my focus. I think this year stats may say something different, but at the same time, you still see the same person inside this building, and that's all I care about. I'm my own worst critic. Everything outside of this building is just noise, respectively, guys.
How much more equipped are you, maturity-wise, to handle maybe not hitting 6 or 8 or 10 targets in the game maybe than you would have been years ago?
Yeah, I think I'm fortunate I've had the success in the past, and I realize that the ball can't always go to one person. It can't always get in my hands, but at the same time, I got all the trust in 1-5 to make the right decision, and he's been making great decisions. We might not be putting up as much points as we want to, but at the same time, we're 3-0 and we're doing something right.
Travis, what tells you that it's going to improve in that area, not just for you, but for the team in general? What are you seeing?
I see the work throughout the week. I see the attention to detail, how hard guys are flying around trying to get things right, trying to make things perfect. On top of that, the schemes keep getting better and better, and I think that everything just kind of stacks on top of each other. Both all the coaches and the players, everybody together is just they have the goal in mind to keep getting better throughout this year and throughout the season, and that's the mentality you got to have.
You've been part of a lot of different teams. What's your favorite part early on here about this year's cast?
I love the way Reid's been playing, man. He's fun to play with, and he's one of my favorite guys in the building. We put more trust in Noah Gray to go out there and do the things that he can do, and he's just such a well-rounded player. I'm happy to see him get out there and have the success he's been having, and outside of that, 4-2, I think the emergence of guys stepping up to the plate and making plays for us and helping us win ball games, I think that's the most fun so far this year.
Travis, you've had a lot of attention from defenses throughout your whole career. Does it feel different this year, or more what you've seen for several years now?
Every single year is different. I think with the pieces that we have, teams are playing us a little bit different than they were last year. And they're playing Patrick different than they were last year. I think you're seeing teams early on play a little bit softer, making us drive an entire way down the field instead of and just taking away those big shots. And I think Pat's doing a great job of getting the ball in everyone's hand.
Just physically, do you feel the same?
I'm ready to rock, baby.
Travis, what the offense went through last year, do you feel like that's going to help you guys navigate early on this year?
I think there is that a bit of understanding of we're going to have to keep working, and we're not where we want to be, and knowing that we have the entire year to get there. Obviously we want to be the best we can right now. We want to win every single ball game we can, but at the same time, it's there's a sense of urgency throughout the week to get things right for the opponent that we're playing. And then on top of that, when we're watching the games in review, we're just nonstop trying to critique ourselves to get better. So
We'll do our last 4. Go ahead, Nate.
Travis, you haven't gotten a lot of targets in the red zone yet this season, but you guys have been in the red zone a lot. So what would you like to see improved more when you guys do get there, considering teams are forcing you all to get into those situations?
As long as we're scoring touchdowns in the red zone, that's all I care about. I'm trying to get that ball in that end zone, and I think that's the ultimate goal. And whoever's getting targeted, we just got to come up big.
Blair?
Patrick's about to make his 100th career start, and I don't think you played in his first. I think you were
Correct.
in Denver, right?
Yeah, it was like 5 degrees. I remember that day.
I was going to ask you what else you remember about watching him from the sideline at his first start.
Well, I mean, we all were just excited to see him finally go out and cut it loose. He had worked his tail off, and he had been, he had been in his playbook and worked, been on scout team, throwing around, and on top of that, and he was just a fun teammate. So everybody was excited to see him go out there and just, cut it loose and have some fun, and because we all saw how much he enjoyed practice and enjoyed playing the game of football. But outside of just, the ability to see the field and be comfortable out there, he had a lot of energy, and I just remember it just felt like he took over the game, and I think that's what really gave the coaches confidence that he could play, at an extremely high level in this league.
You got an old face back in the building last week when Kareem Hunt came back. He's going to be up this week. You guys had this special relationship with Cleveland guys and all that. A couple things. First, back in 2018, like how disappointed were you for him and all that whole situation? And did you ever think he'd be back here? And how's he kind of jumped back in with some of the guys he knows?
My brother from another, man. He's a good old Northeast Ohio ball player right there, man. He plays the game right, and he really is a good friend of mine. He's a great guy. Outside of everything that happened, I've always kind of had in the back of my mind, I really hope he gets another chance, not only here, but another chance in the league to start. And sure enough, he got that chance. And just happy to have the guy back in the building. It's been nothing but smiles and laughs since he's been back, and excited to see him go out there on Sunday.
How's he look like on the practice field?
Flying around, man. He looks like Kareem Hunt. It's exciting.
Matt, what's up?
And in your room, you've got a new face and an old face. What are your first impressions of one, Peyton, and then two, what's it like having Jody back?
Jody, yeah, another energy guy, man. Jody F. We miss Jody since he left, but at the same time, he comes right in, still working as hard as he's ever worked, still trying to prove himself, and still just getting better, constantly getting better. And I think Jody's a great guy to have in the building, and on top of that, Hendy's a great dude, man. He's been working his tail off, trying to get ingrained into this offense and understand just the little nuances here and there. And I think we're all trying to critique ourselves to keep getting better and to keep progressing in the tight end room. And we got a lot of athletes and a lot of guys.
Like a route that he was supposed to run, I thought he was going to do something. He thought he should do something else, and then we kind of were off the page. But that's what this is for. You try to learn those things, and if we get that rep in the game now, we know we're going to be on the same page. We talked it through and had that chance to do it on the practice field.
What are your expectations for Travis this year at 35?
Yeah, I expect Travis to be Travis, man. And obviously the play on the field is going to be high. He's going to go out there with the mentality that we're trying to win the Super Bowl this year because falling short this last year. But then I think more than anything, it's the leadership that he brings to the building every single day, and how he leads by example and how he leads vocally. It's a big impact on our football team. And so I expect him to play at a high level and then be an even better leader.
Patrick, it's been a while now, but did you have any serious thoughts that Travis might really say this is it after the season? Or how engaged were you with him in that time when he was?
We never talked about it. I think you have that in the back of your mind. I mean, for anybody that's played a lot of football seasons, there's always a chance that if they're going to come back and you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work in the off season. I think everybody wants to play the games, but putting in the work in the off seasons where stuff gets strenuous. And so for him, I think it was just recalibrating, seeing where he's at, and then I mean, from what I've seen, I think y'all can see it, man. He's ready to go. I mean, he's been putting in the work this off season, and he's excited for another chance to make a run at it.
You just figured give him space. I mean, you didn't want to.
No, I don't ever press guys and stuff like that, and I just thought I'd give him space and let him make that decision on his own, because you don't want to have regret either way. I mean, if you come back, you don't want to come back and not give everything you have to it, and if you leave, you don't want to leave too soon. So it's a happy medium that you have to find. Hopefully I don't have to find it for a long time, but that's something that every athlete has to deal with in whatever career they have.
Patrick, the outside expectation is that the weapons will be healthy, protection should be better this year. When you hear something like that, what can the offense be if all that is true?
Yeah, I mean, I think all you can do is just be better than you were the day before. I mean, obviously, we have an expectation that we're going to go out there and score every single drive, but that comes with a lot of single reps, a lot of practice reps, a lot of time spent with the guys, and so it takes every single person in the building to go out there and have the top offense in the league, and so we have to just go into every practice, every film study, whatever that is, with that mindset that we're going to get the best out of it.
Patrick, this is the first time in a while that you've come into this camp with your receivers
starters having been here the year before a lot of them. Do you notice a difference this time of year with those guys that haven't played in this offense before?
For sure. I mean, I think you saw even at the beginning of last year before Reid got hurt. I mean, whenever you have a guy that you've spent that time with and had that connection with, you can hit the ground running because you know those different things. And so seeing that with Xavier this year and Hollywood and Rasheed and Juju and all these guys, man, I mean, they've done a great job of working and continue to work to get even better. And so you can talk about stuff that's happened in prior years, and that's where me and Travis have had so much success is when you get multiple years of reps with guys, you continue to get even better and better on the football field.
But Patrick, when you follow up on that, it seemed like a lifetime